Germany is acknowledging the unspeakable. In the spring of 2024, Herbert Ruhl, Interior Minister of Germany's Westphalia, said something remarkable. We have a problem with non German criminals. When Germany starts admitting this stuff after as socialist as they've been driven,
It's not a good thing.
you know that people are starting to say, if you don't do something about this, we're going to. And do you remember a man named Adolf?
Yeah, the funny mustache guy.
Funny mustache, a lot of this stuff.
Yes.
This is how we get to this point. Perhaps Prime Minister Rule, you might want to do something about that before we're all out in the streets going like this.
All right. Shaking the jar.
Shaking the jar.
Shaking the jar.
What's remarkable is not what Rule said, but the fact that a center-right politician from the Christian Democratic Union Party said it. I don't know much about German politics. I will admit this right up front.
I don't want to
I
know.
don't know who all the players are.
I don't want to know, to be honest with you, because let's face it, the EU is basically, I don't know, one penis flap away from being full-blown socialists.
But there are historical sites that I want to see in these countries. I don't want them to go away yet. I'm not done.
I understand.
Okay.
I got it. I understand completely.
I still have to see Hadrian's Wall, even though it's just a pile of rocks in Scotland. I need to see that fucking wall.
That would be kind of good to see that.
Yeah.
I never went to Scotland. I was in England.
It's on the border between England and Scotland.
I know.
I went to
the UK, and then we went to Ireland. I never went to Scotland.
I went to the West Midlands in England, which is Manchester, Birmingham, parts south, and then Wales, because Wales is right there. And we're like, oh, look, the Welsh border. Let's go to Wales and have a pint. Don't make sheep jokes in Wales. All the jokes you hear about Scotsmen and sheep, it's actually the Welsh.
The Welsh, huh?
Starts bar fights.
Nice.
As it turns out. Anyway, where were we here? Nancy Faeser, Germany's interior minister from the center-left Social Democratic Party, which courts voters. You can have a Social Democratic Party, but you can't have a National Socialist Party. That's interesting. Which it just seems like it's the same thing to me.
Well, it's word salad mixed around.
Right. Which courts voters of non-German ancestry. Also said something which would have branded far-right provocation just a few years ago. We have to talk about the rise in crime by foreigners. These statements may sound benign, but they shatter taboos. German politicals and journalists have long suppressed discussion of why certain groups of foreigners are overrepresented in crime statistics. Section 12 of the official German press code even forbids identifying the ethnic ancestry of criminals to combat discrimination. Seems like this happened before, like in 1932. And then in 1933, this guy showed up and started,
bad stuff.
But he did things and stuff.
He did things and stuff. Yeah.
And stuff and things.
You really don't want to go back to the time of things and stuff. I don't want to go back to the time of things.
It's going to happen is the problem.
Yes, I know.
They have pushed it to that point. Any references to crime by foreigners, Ausländerkriminalität, as a distinct, yes, I can pronounce that.
Damn.
As a distinct problem were met with charges of xenophobia and racism.
Istophobe, igot talk. Again,
Yes.
They're trying to talk you into blame and shame, so you will just sit down and be quiet. We need to stop sitting down and being quiet.
Yes. What has moved the Overton window is a stream of grim crime statistics published by government agencies or just as frequently leaked to journalists. I think there are a lot of Germans in German government who are actual real Germans that have been quietly and stoically gathering this material and leaking out a little bit at a time in hopes that their fellow Germans will wake up and go, maybe we need to be German and not this mush salad from...
Well, the globalists want the one world order. And the way they're going to make that happen is they have to destroy the nationalities of the various countries.
Race, nationality, and culture.
Yep.
Globalists.
And religion.
No, they want to be the religion. They want to be, that is a key tenet of Bolshevism. They want, you don't have to drink, I didn't say Bolshevik. See what I did there? That is a key tenet of Bolshevism, though, seriously.
Yeah.
The state becomes the religion. We saw this in the Soviet. It's portrayed over and over
They're
again
doing it in China.
movies. And in China as
Yeah.
well. In China, they did the Four Olds campaign where they literally erased all of China's history. They burned all of their texts. They burned all of their records. They destroyed all of their artifacts. They dragged an emperor out of his tomb and burned the bones, just to erase all of Chinese history. Tons was lost. The reason so many Chinese are dumbasses today is because the intelligentsia was all killed off.
Yep.
All of the teachers, anybody who was teaching, anybody who had all that knowledge,
Gone.
they were killed off.
Yep.
There
wasn't that covered in the 3-Body Problem on Netflix?
I don't know. May have been. I did not see that. I don't have Netflix.
Okay.
I don't have Netflix.
I don't have it either. I just remember seeing it on there.
That's fair. I had it once upon a time. I do not right now. There were 214,000 violent crimes, a 15-year high, and an increase of 8.6%. Robberies were up 17.4%. Knife crimes up 9.7%. That tells you that you have desert-oriented people right there. They're stabby. Homicides were up 2.1%. Sex crimes were up 2.4%. I were up a lot higher than that. There's all kinds of rapé going around Germany right now, and everybody knows it. It's worse in England, though. Other statistics from that state in 2023, 80.1% of pickpockets were foreigners, as were 47.6% of shoplifters, 47.3% of burglars, 41.6% of homicide suspects, 37.1% of suspects in violent sex crimes.
Violent sex crimes.
The Germany-wide statistics on sexual violence were also sobering. An internal study by the German Federal Law Enforcement Agency leaked to a Zurich newspaper revealed that asylum seekers have committed some 7,000 sexual assaults between 2015 and 2023. Now, bear in mind, Germany is a larger European country, but still
we have to use
small.
The word gang rapé.
Gang rapé.
Yes.
Did I not say gang rapé?
No, you kind of skipped over it.
Listen, I did.
Essay is terrible.
Yeah.
But when you have a gang doing it, it's even worse.
Yes. The Indian people recently said of a European who commented on how rapé the Indian culture tends to be, that they were going to get revenge for that European person saying that by rapéing the next white person they came across.
Oh, nice.
You have slandered us and called us rapé, so now we're going to repay the next white person that we see.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's the logic that we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
That's the logic that we're dealing with.
That's from what? India, right?
That's correct.
I've never been to India. I don't think I want to go.
No desire.
I don't need any tuberculosis.
No desire.
Yeah.
In 2023, there were 761 gang rapés registered in Germany. Those are the reported ones. Almost 2 per day. 47.5% of the suspects were foreigners. I'm willing to bet you that the additional 52.5% were also foreigners, but had just acquired German passports.
Or they were born here.
Or born there, yeah. Yeah. Because the Germans are not known for that type of behavior. Weird scat porn, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's some crazy.
Literal gang rapé, not so much.
Yeah.
The frequency of such crime, I'm so worked up that I caught myself just now playing with the cord of my headset in a way that I might get it around a neck, perhaps. That's how upset I am right now. The frequency of such crimes, which were rare in Germany as late as the 1990s, has hovered between 600 to 800 per year for the last 7 years.
Okay.
That's
what
two gang rapés a day.
What happened in the past 7 years?
I don't know.
Maybe
Did it get dark in here?
A daisy train of immigrants.
Did it just get dark in here?
It might have. I'm just saying. And listen, I don't like having to talk about this subject.
No.
I don't.
No.
All right. I really, I did 33 years in the Army. I've served with every type of race and religion you can imagine, and I have no problem. I have a problem when they start releasing the numbers of the individuals who are, in my opinion, innocent bystanders to this shaking of the jar bullshit that's taking place.
The thing is, what we dealt with, and we mentioned this while we were eating too, is when we joined the Army in the era that we joined, and my drill sergeants actually said this to us: I don't care what color, religion, whatever you are, now you're green.
That's right. I got the same speech.
And that kind of sticks with you the longer you're in the Army. But we're talking about ones and twos here. These are invasions of whole cultures, bringing their whole culture in and setting up camp in your front yard and telling you
Well,
how you're going to do things from now on.
but you also got to understand that a lot of these people who are immigrants from some of these less desirable places, they didn't really have organized law enforcement to deal with. So they can
No,
get
there's none of that.
well,
It's pure strongman.
yeah, you can get out of pocket, but if they knew the local strongman, or if he was just like, nothing would get done.
Yeah.
Nothing would happen to these people.
Yep.
So they're like, they bring that same mentality here,
Yeah.
or to wherever country they go to.
That's even true in some of the more civilized countries. I saw behavior like that in Indonesia. Is a surprisingly civilized country, by the way.
Well, they get draconian though.
They're very clean. If you throw bubble gum on the sidewalk,
get
you're
caned.
getting caned.
You get 5 whacks from a cane.
But the strongman rules apply. If you know the right people, you can get away with all kinds of things. And the same goes in Korea as well. If you know the right person or you're able to properly bribe the right person in Korea, that you get away with quite a bit as well. There have been several incidents that I could go through. But
well, corruption is human nature to a certain extent.
It is, but it's institutionalized in a lot of these places.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's starting to happen here as well.
The appalling figures released by the Federal Criminal Police Office of Germany revealed that a total of 677 gang rapés were recorded last year, up from 300 in 2018, an average of basically 2 per day. This is yet another article, this one from 2022.
So this is 2 years old.
This one is 2 years old. It's much worse now. It is a matter of imported crime and criminals. The federal government itself points out that suspects who have other nationalities in addition to German are classified as only German. Therefore, the actual proportion of foreigners among the perpetrators is well over 50%. What did I just say?
There you go.
He's admitting it. And he won't say it's probably closer to 90%. He just says well over.
It's kind of like when I use the word most. That
Yes.
can mean anything from 51 to 99%.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just
This is the
We need to do a video called Gaslight Language.
Okay. We can do a video on gaslighting. I've got a bunch of the North Korean stuff we can use to set a baseline for that because they're very, very good at ye old gaslighting.
Well, because words have power.
Yes.
And if you swap out the powerful words for neutered words,
or just change the meaning of them entirely.
Yeah, which is happening, unfortunately. But
there was a song in the 1920s called We'll Have a Gay Old Time, which very much meant we're going to have a very good time.
Oh, yeah.
But that word has been so usurped by a certain faction of society that you can't even say that anymore. Because
I say it all the time.
You're going to have a gay old time?
No, I used to come in when I was.
You're going to go up north this weekend and have a gay old time?
When I was in the Army.
Yeah.
And I was a team sergeant at the 403rd Civil Affairs in New York.
Yeah.
I would arrive at 8:45, and we'd have a conference call at 09. And I'd walk through the door, and the first thing I would do is, "What's up, faggots?" And like all of my staff would sound off, and I would know who was there or who wasn't. If somebody wasn't there, I'd be like, "All right, what's this nuts?"
But see, you've let the word get usurped. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, we'll do a thing on gaslighting. Meanwhile, in Belgium, sexual violence is rampant in Belgium, shows new study. This is from 2021. Sexual violence is rampant in Belgium on the first large-scale representative and gender and age-sensitive study on sexual violence in Belgium. I'm not going to try to unminimise. Okay, unminimise. Understanding the mechanisms, nature, magnitude, and impact of sexual violence in Belgium. Experts from Ghent University, which was one of the best universities in Europe at one time, the University of Liège, and the National Institute for Criminology and Criminalistics, found that 2/3 of the Belgian population experienced sexual violence during their life. Now, you and I did a show on that back in like 2009, and that language included women claiming to be raped when like a guy brushed past their thigh.
Yeah, you're right. But here's the thing. The stats that they're putting out for the women getting essayed on college campus, if that was actually true, nobody would send their children to college.
Correct.
It's statistically just unsustainable.
Correct. I wish we could find the audio for that. What happened to all that?
I don't know, man.
It's gone.
I mean, I still have the old computers. I don't know if I could dig it out.
Be interesting. Be interesting to hear what we had to say.
Yeah, it would. That was what, 2009, 10-ish?
9 and 10. It was 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Be interesting to hear what we had to say. See if you can find that.
I'm trying to dig up the
give
contact.
Me the box and I'll see if I can.
Remember the guy, our contact who ran the radio station out of Hawaii?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get his email address. I can't find it.
Somewhere. Anyway, this Belgian study goes through all of these reasons and kind of glosses over
word salad is gaslighting?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Completely avoids the mention at all of illegal invaders and just says there's a lot of sexual violence and rapé going on, but doesn't bother to. And literally, the article is so full of gaslighting that it doesn't say who's committing any of these acts.
Yeah. This whole thing is infuriating.
Yeah.
It really is. Because let's look at it. All right. What is one of the targets? Like if you go to war with a country, all right, you try to attrit their ability to fight by either destroying their equipment or their personnel that are waging the war. And then you go after the morale. All right, that's what's taking place here.
Traditionally,
they're destroying the morale.
Traditionally, these sand-oriented individuals view rapé as a spoil of war, and they're also trying to breed out their enemy.
There you go.
It's literally part of their culture. They consider the women of their enemies as spoils of war.
And it's written in the Book of Peace.
Where are the feminists on this one?
Yeah.
Guess what, sister? You're just a spoil of war. If these very peaceful immigrant invaders rapé you, you're just a spoil of war. I want you to know that, okay? And you welcome them with outstretched thighs, okay?
Listen, this is a very grim subject.
I'm mad about it. I hate to see women treated like this. It infuriates me.
It needs to be talked about honestly, and we're not getting that from the mainstream media.
Just absolutely baffling.
It's just not happening. This is happening in front of our eyes, and our media establishment is ignoring it here in this country and over in Europe.
Dude, this is one of my
this is infuriating.
This is one of my big hot buttons here. There are rapé factories, in the UK.
Yeah.
They have industrialized the rapé of the young English girls over there. This is there's the little guy that usually runs around inside of my head when I'm like stuck in traffic and stuff. He's in there right now with the 10-second button, censoring like phrases in my head.
I got
he's thinking, no, can't say that. No, cut that one off. At the back of my head, I am furious about this stuff.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.